clear masks. This gadget is actually an accessory. We were initially brainstorming to develop something like possible solutions wherein people, when they are wearing masks and talking, there is issue of audibility. The listener is not able to hear the person who's speaking with the mask on. So, but we shelved that idea and we went in for this kind of a system, this kind of a gadget, so that it's better to address the health and the comfort issues that we thought were more important. The electronics are actually procured all locally from the market. We initially made a design which is 3D printed, but due to logistical issues, actually Parv is based out of Bareilly, I'm based out of Delhi. We wanted to send and exchange these gadgets, the prototypes that we had developed, but due to the farmer thing, the courier services were taking too long a time, so we went in for a cardboard box to show the proof of concept. We're very appreciable and thankful for the mentors to guide us. We were all in for solving this main issue and a problem, and actually give the mask wearers an alternative solution to something that they actually don't realize when they are wearing masks for prolonged periods of time. What our takeaways, what our insights have been that, of course, teamwork always wins. This is a unique way to, of course, branding in fashion tech. We were, of course, experimenting our mindsets. And when my fellow teammates actually left me, I had that spirit that, I shouldn't give up and let me find a way out and move ahead. And that's how actually I didn't even know Parv, and I've been in touch with him for the last 5 days only. Before that, I didn't know, and it's been all because of the never give up, never say die approach and mindset. So our next way ahead is actually we further want to miniaturize the gadget. I'll just show you the pictures in the video. We want to scale this up. It has to be a business model, it has to be workable. We would invest in the marketing and the manufacturing, raise funding, hire more people, build a enterprise which is actually more professionally managed, more sustainable, and of course based on scientific research. That's what I wish to do through this hackathon. And of course, Dollyman has been very instrumental in guiding me in all these. And of course, have an IPO. And I think Varad is the best guy to go to. Hearing his 5 IPO exits that I've heard is very motivating, I would say. Thereafter, well, that's the reflection that we've had from our team. Shusthik and Tushar. Shusthik was doing the hardware assembly, getting the components together till the semi-final stage. Tushar was doing the software interface and the integration with the app that we want to develop at that point in time. As I was looking after, connecting the dots, getting the logistics right, providing the funding, procurement, and all. Parv took on the task of what both my previous teammates were doing, Shusthik and Tushar. And that's our product, without the...
So basically, we have used an Arduino Nano for the calculating the time of 15 minutes. So we have used an vibrating motor. When we switch on the device...
Can you give some context of the device? Unfortunately, I have not been able to understand the use of the device till now.
So the device is there to help people breathe comfortably, Saurabh. It's there to give a regulated interval time that, hey, every 15 minutes you need to remove your mask and breathe in some fresh air. So that's the feedback that we got from our customers, that you need to, that there is breathing when they are wearing these.
But this is only for the alarm. This is not doing anything else.
Yeah, so it just gives you just a reminder that, hey, it's been 15-20 minutes. You kindly get some fresh air, and you've been breathing stale air now. All right. So hypoxia is a very dangerous thing which sets in, which actually sets in because of loss of oxygen in certain vital organs in the body. So there is a research around it. We'll be happy to share in the bibliography.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Parv.
So in 15 minutes, the vibrating motor vibrates and indicates you that it's a time to remove the mask for 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, you will breathe the fresh air, which is
actually useful for the vital organs of the body. And that's our video. Go ahead, Parv, you can explain this.
As we on the vibrating motor vibrates and indicate that the device is started. And after the vibration of that motor, after 15 minutes, the vibrating motor start vibrating for next 5 to 10 seconds, which indicates you that it's time to remove the mask. We cannot carry our mobile phone all the time with mask, so we have used this device to attach with mask, which help you to indicate the time of removing mask.
That's how the mask actually clings on. That's how the product clings on to the mask. And whenever you want to wash the mask, you just remove the magnets, take off the gadget, wash it. So that's why we said the gadget is actually mask agnostic. So that was just without the casing, and there is a we put in the casing thereon. I think it's got a little cutout. So that's how the mask actually hooks on to it. I think because of the resizing of the video, the thing got cut out at the end. So that's our bibliography initially, and the things that we've used. Okay, we are open to questions, please. Go ahead, and we'll be happy to answer, and of course, learn from you how we can further make it better.
Can I ask?
Yeah, you can ask the question, and we have our keynote speaker here. So we need to really have the questions quickly, so that is Stefano. Welcome to the program. We just finished with this Q&A, and then we'll start your keynote. Yeah, please go ahead.
My question is, if it is working like an alarm, so what is the need of this? I can give alarm 15 minutes in my mobile. So every 15 minutes, like when I will have medicine, I'm giving this alarm in mobile. So mobile is telling me. So like that, I can tell mobile after 15 minutes, I will take the facial. So
yeah, correct.
Why should I?
That's also an option. Yeah, very right. I mean, that was raised last time also. So that's also an option to do so. But this gadget is, kind of you don't have to see to the mobile. So at times you might not be with you. Times because the mask will always want to be around most of the time if you're outdoors, for instance. So that's how. I mean, we just came up on this idea that let's make something in addition to the existing, because the mobile, yeah, of course, that always is there, but at times when it is not there, what happens? Yes, ma'am. Swati, ma'am, please.
Yeah, I really like the product and the idea. I mean, it's definitely going to be useful for people. I mean, you can always have the mobile with you all the time. And though I had a distinct suggestion, I don't know if it's feasible or not, but something like a sensor, like you talked about hypoxia, and it's like the carbon or oxygen, if that kind of level could be measured and it could be more automatic.
Yeah,
that would help even further.
Absolutely. I mean, thank you so much. That's a very good idea. I've certainly made a note of it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
So any question from the jury members?
Yeah, just had a sense. Hi, this is Amit here. have you been also looking at different, fabrics that claim to have, antiviral coatings, but they are still breathable. So they are essentially designed for long use and meet the requirements of virus protection. And being breathable, you don't need a gadget to help you with that. Have you come across such stuff in your
Yeah,
research?
so these copper masks that we are selling, copper in itself is a killer of the virus. Okay, it is known to have therapeutic properties since time immemorial. Certainly we already are into that, and you rightly mentioned, of course, so this is a timer. There have been I've seen gadgets which have now come into the mask, which are actually infusing fresh air into it. Throwing out the carbon, so just putting a fan and doing it. So gadgets like these are being developed. Our next gadget that we wish to develop on is going to be connected, as I mentioned, with the Arogya Setu app, which actually beeps and tells you if you're in close proximity to any of the COVID carriers. So these innovations, of course, we are wanting to do one by one and make it more easy, more comfortable for people. So certainly, thank you so much for mentioning these fabrics with antiviral coating. Yeah. We will be happy, to be guided by you if you know more of these. But currently, we're using these copper masks as one such example.
So, Abhishek, most of the questions have been around this area. So, I would also say, just don't have only a timer. Timer, as in, let's say this is time for you to change or remove the mask. That's kind of a very weak, valuable position.
Okay.
So I would say that look at adding a few more features that will make this mask very unique. There are a lot of innovations in this happening all around the world. So study this market a bit and try to bring out something which is unique, because at the end of the day, you have some big vision, to become, even to list the company and all that. So
yeah,
if you were to get there, you need to add a lot more features. This timer alone is a very weak value proposition. It's not going to get you too far. So this is my
thank you so much.
suggestion to you.
Thank you so much.
So Aksharaji, any questions from your side? Any questions from Saurabh or Narina?
I just had this one feedback that I think the fact that it's only an alarm makes it weak again. So you could actually reduce the size, make it more compact, make the design more lighter, and it could also be used for frontline workers, wherein a sensor could be placed that the minute the toxicity of the air inside the mask becomes stale or bad, the sensor, the vibrator starts happening. Because all the frontline workers, sometimes they forget that they need to remove the mask and breathe. But to do it every 15 minutes might not be possible. But the minute the toxicity increases and becomes harmful, that's when if the alarm could go on. I think that'd be great. And you could specify it to this category, because a lot of buyers would come in and then.
Sure. Thank you so much. We certainly will do it.
So if we are done with the questions, maybe we can just move ahead with the next session, which is a keynote.
Dolly, if you can clarify the schedule so that we
Yes. So the schedule is at 4:30 we were to begin with Stefano, and we have two guests here from all the way from Milan, and we'll have this keynote now with 20 minutes of session and 10 minutes of Q&A, where Stefano would be taking the keynote, and then we will resume our remaining pitches. So, I'd like to take...
Hi everyone, this is Stefano. I'm together here connected with Glenda, that also work with me international ecosystem. So glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation. And I will share my screen so I can share with you some information about what we do in global companies and how we work with the startup. But before to start, I will say that I really appreciate what you're doing here today. Both the fact that there are mentors, investors, professors, young talents, startuppers, professionals. This actually is great to see how actually this community can grow all around the world. And we really believe that India can play a distinctive and even more important role in the future internationally. So this is why we are here, and we are totally supportive of this initiative. So let me share my screen.
So in the meantime, while he's sharing the screen, I'd like to welcome both of you to this first initiative of its kind in India, Hack at FashionTech. And we are very, very thankful to both of you to have joined today. And we're looking forward to the keynote because we draw a lot of inspiration from what the world is doing, and especially Milan being the fashion capital of the world. We are looking forward to really hear more from you, and especially I'm very inspired by your work on the sustainability side, and especially pitching in fashion tech, bringing in technology into fashion domain at the global level. I'm so thankful to Stefano for having accepted the invite, and thanks to Amit to have connected me to Mrinal, and then Mrinal to connect me to Stefano. Very warm welcome to both of you in India. We have a group of people who are coming from diverse fields and basically gathered to really see how we could really work together. So
totally aligned. Soon, when the world will allow us to fly again, I'm going to be happy to receive your invitation to come to meet all of you physically. So let me go through that. Time is quite limited. I want to give you some quick highlights, all right? Then you can, of course, during the question, you can interact with me as you like. So first of all, who we are. We are an open innovation and sustainability global fashion platform. So why open innovation and why sustainability? And let me tell you more about that. The company that I'm the founder and managing director in the fashion tech arena is not the only one. I mean, Startup Bootcamp currently is the #1 accelerator in Europe and the #4 globally, because the first #3 are all based in Silicon Valley, but we do have a different mindset. And we do more, currently we have more than 1,000 startups in our portfolio that we own. And then we do open industry vertical program. No, not only in fashion, but also in media tech, artificial intelligence, food tech, Internet of Things, energy tech. For instance, each single city that we open have a dedicated actually topic. So like in Melbourne, we have energy tech. Singapore and Frankfurt, we have them fintech. Or in Amsterdam, we have the commerce acceleration. So dedicated to any commerce platform, B2C, B2B. So in any cities is connected to us to a global network of accelerator, all run by Startup Bootcamp. Of course, we are not alone. We work with hundreds of startups, investors, academies, governments. Just yesterday, we signed a contract with our Italian governments to run together a sport tech accelerator. Many hundreds of mentors. Some of you, we may invite you also for the next session. Then Glenda will share with you more information. So top professionals from all around the world that can may support our startup to grow in different fields. And then, of course, important partners. Those are the partners that I personally engage and bring them on board. They, of course, they are paid partners, means they are working with us in a long-term partnership. And you can easily recognize some of those brands. So we have been choose one of each single categories. So Prada, of course, but we work directly with the owner of Prada, so Lorenzo Bertelli. Stefano with his CIO, all the textile premium manufacturer, so company that has hundreds of years. Also Alta Gamma, that for the one that they may don't know, is grouping more than 109 luxury brands from Armani to Zegna, including Maserati, Ferrari, Bulgari, and so on and so forth. Then on the right side, you see more the tech part. So Accenture, by the way, I've been working in fashion tech all my life, and previously I had my career in Accenture. So I'm the former global fashion innovation director of Accenture internationally. So I found for them the innovation center internationally in different cities, in Tokyo, Milan, Chicago, Brazil, Milan, and so a connection of this innovation center, and I had this role globally. Then I changed my role today. So today they are my client. Data Group that is actually the #1 luxury ERP in the world. PwC is another global company. Sopra Steria, based in Paris, a €3 billion company for only focusing in commerce, with us worldwide, and many more that actually are coming. So how we work? We are not alone in this journey, so we work also with the most important. We are not the #1, but we want to be the #1. But this is why we collaborate with also other players around the world, like New York Fashion Technology Lab, Luxury Institute in New York, Viva Technology in Paris, InnoSpace in Shanghai, Greenhouse in Dubai, and many more. So last year, I've been traveling all around the world, from Milan to Shanghai, Melbourne, Amsterdam, Tokyo, Tel Aviv, New York, anywhere in the world, to scout the best startups. And just to give you a number, during our digital demo day, we had more than 44 luxury brands, top-level brands connected, 150 investors, and people connected from more than 39 countries. This is why we can call it global, you know. We received this year approximately 1,000 applications, and then only only maybe 15 will be then finally selected in our acceleration program. The acceleration program is 3 months full-time, very hands-on program where they receive access to series of benefit, partners, investors, session, business model canvas, grow hacking, connection with important brands, and many more. So if a startup come to us, guarantee they don't sleep, but guarantee they can make it business much faster. We do work in 3 areas. The 3 areas that we work are omni-channel at scale. So anything around store of the future, artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, social life shopping, anything around digital and retail connection. Then we have sustainability as a business that is mainly that I'm going to talk to you today mainly about new business model in sustainable area. This is partnership with the Vogue business globally, and Industry 4.0 that is more about improve efficiency. So in the value chain, so robotics, traceability, blockchain, anything connected to the initial part of the value chain. So, of course, in this journey is we trying today to focus on sustainability as a business and to tell you which partner we are currently working with. I've been recently, this is myself, totally participating with my avatar to the first digital avatar VR in Circular Fashion Summit 2020. This environment here is not real, it's being reproduced digitally by 3D avatars and VR to invite the most important executive in the world, like Unilever, H&M Foundation, Ellen MacArthur Glenn, all the 5 presidents of the 5 different fashion week, New York, Milan, London, Paris, and Shanghai. So to announce together a new partnership around Fashion Circular Summit. We also have some company already been accelerating with us. This is Stay. It's a Berlin company, B2C, that's using artificial intelligence that has just been rewarded by Vogue to be the #1 sustainable business in the world. Another one is been working with us in Renown, based in Amsterdam. It's another startup. They have been recently won another competition international or exactly, and they're now fundraising important found to accelerate the growth. And today, also happy to announce that we just 3 days ago, after 1 year working, we have been launched together with Vogue Business, the Sustainability Worldwide report that is actually being published a few days ago. So what we see in the market, but actually, we can share with you like the link to my, or you can go directly to my LinkedIn and connect to me. And in my last post, you can see all this report with multiple information data that you can download for free. So maybe in this today, 20 minutes, I cannot go through concretely into the topic, into the session, into the data, but I'm glad that you can receive a full report totally for free if you can connect to me to LinkedIn and you go to my last post. You can actually just download it directly there, all the full report. But just to give you an idea, we also now collecting a series of the most important fashion luxury brands working in this new circular economy. So from Gucci that have been working with Real, Prada that we're now collaborating with some of our companies, startups, also Salvatore Ferragamo, and many more. So, and we try to collect also what is the marketing working on. And this is quite important because we try to have a point of view coming from the market, so what the company is doing, from the consumer, so how actually, it is actually here, how actually the customer, the consumer, the shoppers now prefer to invest. So this is the second aspect, but also from actually the new emerging solution. And for the emerging solution, we have been mapping worldwide a new circularity framework, trying to identify the different moments or the different sub-vertical that we work with in order to map more than 2,000 startups in the fashion tech world worldwide in our database, and then identify for each single sub-vertical like material evolution, green production, fashion as a service, digital second-hand, upcycling and recycling, or this new company that we're working with. So what we try to do is always observing the market, the customer, and the new emerging technology business model. This is the third one. And for each single sub-vertical, we collect the best company and then we accelerate them. So let me show you here. This is just one of our company that work with us. As you can see, is part of the sustainability part, but more specifically on the part connected to the desktop. And then this company is focusing on taking final desktop of textile and then sell it all around the world to produce new garments. Or there is new company like that having business model around sharing. So instead to buy new product, you have peer-to-peer sharing business model. This is another very interesting, and so on and so forth. So today, instead to go very vertical for each single topic, I would like to give you an overview, because just to give you some numbers, just fashion as a service today, we have been counted more than 121 companies around the world that trying to having this business model. Only around material evolution can be represented about company like produce new garments from pineapple, from alga. They produce from sugar. They produce from tobacco, from rice, from milk, from orange. So there are more than 125 companies producing new material that potentially could be sustainable. But in the green production, just to give you another idea, we are searching for companies that are able to reduce the water consumption during the dyeing process. You know better than me that the dyeing process in the textile industry is one of the most polluting moments in the entire sector, industry production in any sector in the world. So our ambition is to reduce billions of liters of water in this area. So altogether, collectively, is what we do is working with big corporate, big brands, big technology companies like Accenture, PwC, and so on, many mentors, senior mentors internationally, startups, governments, other incubator, university, all together to find the best company that can really predict and create the future. So what we like to say that we would like to build a better future, better fashion, better future for everyone. And so this is why our business is a business with a purpose. And then we just arrived to and 20, so I want to be on time today with you, just to let me give you the final contact. Here you can go directly to our website. This is my email, but the best way to connect with me, I would say, is LinkedIn. So just go to my LinkedIn page, connect with me, go scrolling to my last post, and you can get for free you can get for free, of course, the Vogue business report. And then also through Glenda, we can invite some candidate of you to be part of the mentor day in the 10th December in 9 days from now. So thank you so much all. This was very briefly introduction about what we do, how we work with which is our mindset. And thank you again to have been invited.
Thank you very much, Stefano. I would like to really request you to really respond to some of the questions that we have been getting from the participants here. If you have the time, we've slotted 10 minutes for that. So anybody who has a question, if they can just put it in the chat window, or Yash has one question, so maybe Yash can start, and in the meantime, we can quickly go around with the questions. Please make sure that you put it in the chat window so that we don't waste too much of time. If somebody could respond to it by chat, then we can do it by chat itself.
Hi, Stefano. Greetings from India.
Hello, hi. I hear you very far.
Yeah, greetings from India. I'm Yash Arya. I'm founder of I Am Khadi Foundation and co-founder of SmartEdge.
So he's the host.
So I'm a host. So just would like to inform you that I represent an organization. We are working very closely with the government of India towards taking a hand-woven and hand-spun fabric, which is khadi, from local to global. And so this khadi it's a great employment opportunity for India, and it's a skin-friendly and a breathable fabric. It doesn't have any carbon footprint, and it has a very, very low water footprint. It's 100% natural and 100% biodegradable. And so we are keen to collaborate, and we wish to take this particular fabric of ours globally, and we would love to associate with you. It's a 100% sustainable and an eco-friendly fabric. It's vegan, and we look forward to work with you. And do let us know that how we can promote our fabric, which has been also promoted by our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he being a brand ambassador, globally by associating with you.
Fantastic. All right. So the easier way to explore this any opportunity is to write. Glenda, could you please share with all of them your email so they can eventually write down to her, so you can then send her an email to what's the objective, what's the project, what you're looking for, how I can support you. Because as you can imagine, just to be very pragmatic, we receive approximately 1,000 applications annually, so we need to keep a standard process to actually define where to invest our time, my time, Prada, and so on and so forth. So we need to really having a high standard of process, but very happy to receive any candidature, or also at personal level, if you see if I can support you, or you want to see any other project you may need advisor, I'm gonna be very happy to support you along the way.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, by the way. Thank you again.
Anyone else? Varad, would you like to ask a question?
Hi, Stefano. It is a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. I've been connected with most of the European ecosystems for a very long time. And the last IPO that I did was in Oslo, Norway, my own company. And this was in 2016. And from 2007, I've been running.
There is a lot of background noise. Okay.
This is something that was founded with 40 most innovative corporations, Intel, IBM, 3M, etc. Today we have 5,000 corporations in the program. And so this is headquartered out of Miami. And I'm happy to work with you. And FashionTech is one of the areas of grand challenges that we too have, where we have about 1,500 corporations that are part of it. So, from the perspective of this particular event, what we're trying to do is to help the startup to go to the next level and find collaboration and co-creation opportunities with your network.
It makes totally sense to me. Thank you so much. I accepted very happily this invitation because I know that India has one of the best talents in the world, technology-driven vision, and then I'm extremely happy. And by the way, I love India and as a country also. So also my role is trying to connect international countries with the most important hub like Milan, but not only, also Dubai, New York, Paris, London. So I'm traveling often on those hubs, and then we open and reinforce our ecosystem over there. Also, when we had our meeting in Shanghai, we invite all the most important incubator and company in China. So very happy to receive not only startups application from this pool, but for the next batch, of course, not for, because we just started the second one, but we're gonna run a new one in July 21. But also as an entrepreneur like you, senior entrepreneur like you, be happy and glad to share expertise, network, and make it a business. We are a profit organization, not a non-profit organization. So also when we do treat about sustainability, this is a business with a purpose, but still business. So for us, we search not only the way to serve the world, but the way to actually creating new business model that have an impact also socially, environmentally on the people. So this is a very peculiar the way we work. And also, of course, work with the other important luxury brands like Luxottica or Nike or other big important growth, also by my own. So I'm helping them to achieve the digital transformation project. So back to you. Please write to Glenn, and they're going to be more than happy to also to participate, to explore also opportunity in Miami. That is something that is still more in the design, fashion, lifestyle. That is a little bit still an opportunity over there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And like you said, right, I don't want to take away the bandwidth from others and others wanting to ask questions. We will continue this offline with you.
You're right.
Thank you, Stefano, for answering. Amit has been wanting to ask Amit Raje. Can I please go ahead with your question? I believe there is some background noise in your system.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, Stefano, you presented some very interesting statistics about the way consumers are switching to sustainability. Do you see this as a major disruption in the world of fashion adoption that is happening in your part of the world? And what is its impact on the commerce for brands and for the world of fabrics in general?
Is huge trend right now. It started since years, but thanks or due COVID pandemic, it's been accelerated dramatically because now consumer shift the shopper now the luxury estimation will be more and more digitally sold, so also less travel. And then that China represents the 41% of the entire luxury market. But if the Chinese tourist doesn't travel around the world, it means also high important stores in the most important avenue, Fifth Avenue, Milan, Paris, London, they're gonna having a big damage of this loss. So the entire fashion industry is now shuffled, and they need to find a new way to actually to be produced, distributed, but also communicated. For the moment, it's still in the communication, but the transformation is happening also in the distribution. So means online platform. The platform that I've been working with is a Berlin platform. This is called Stay, STAY. They are from Berlin, and they use artificial intelligence only B2C to find the best sustainable product. Just to mention one of the companies that have been supporting to accelerate. And then it's coming more and more into the production. When it's come to the production, I don't call it anymore sustainability as a business, but I call it Industry 4.0. Because if I find solutions that are able to reduce the water consumption during dye process, or using ultrasound technologies coming from the aerospace to the fit problems in the textile, it reduce, of course, the defeat of millions of square meters of textile. This means improved efficiency, better profit for them, but also better way to save the planet and to actually, because the most challenging things in the industrial perspective is too easy for a brand to say that, yeah, I'm somehow sustainable. How much you are really sustainable, how much you really actually you're taking the entire footprint of your value chain, and what actually are the way you actually produce. Because it's easy to say a brand is sustainable, not that much easy the way they produce, distribute, and they actually calculate also the footprint on the environment. This is why also new business model like second-hand is raising dramatically, is booming. Second-hand will be actually in 2025 expect to rise to the same size as the fast fashion. They will totally change the entire also retail ecosystem. H&M have been closing hundreds of stores to support and accelerate the e-commerce online sales. In the next 5 years, fashion will change more than the last 100 years. And we're gonna be there, and we work with not only with Prada and Textile, but I'm currently working with more than other 10, 12 luxury brands that I cannot mention, but in many different areas, because they now feel the urgency.
Thank you, Stefano. There is one more question which I will just ask for the benefit of the time. Avikshit Saras, he is one of the participants of the hackathon, and he was just presenting when you walked in. He's asking, Stefano, can you share your experience of fashion and 3D printing, impact that 3D printing has on fashion?
Our 3D printing, I started my first pilot project in 3D printing in jewelry in approximately 9 years ago, and the jewelry was the most difficult one. For instance, now there are somehow the 3D printer that can produce also coming from gold. And then 3D printing is still, let me say, from my point of view, is still for luxury a kind of fad. It's not really something that is already been implemented so far. It's something that potentially could be in certain part of the production very effective ways, but not yet, absolutely not in the luxury. Only one specific area, like in the gold, in the jewelry, but still over there is coming on not for the top ends, but for the mass production of jewelry. So imagine that also when the first time I talk about RFID logistic connected to 3D printing, in that time I was working with Bulgari, and the problem was also the metal, because of course there is certain problems also to track metal through 3D, and also to the temperature that you need to arrive to then to produce through 3D machine. So I would say for the moment I don't see big project running on the luxury through 3D, but still something that could be more applicable to lower segment, but still haven't seen something massive, but only very like spot application in a very small niche, like maybe sometime accessorized, but made by plastic. And so don't see yet a big application of 3D by my side.
Thank you. So I think we have quite a number of questions. Prem Sagar, would you like to really take the question next?
Yeah, sure.
Stefano, you need to tell me if you don't have time, I will stop it. But there are people who have queued in. There are 4 questions already online, and maybe
Glenda know my time schedule is quite tight, but usually I add 50 minutes extra for each single appointment in case there is any delay. Right. So we still have like approximately 10 minutes, but so happy to have other 2-3 minutes of question, and then organize eventually follow up with you to be very practical and to see how we can collaborate in the future. So happy to receive other 2 questions.
Yeah. Prem Sagar, would you like to take up online, or would you?
Yeah, I can speak.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, Stefano. So my question is regarding the e-textiles and the technology in textiles, if we talk about electronics and everything. And while you're discussing about the circular economy and all these aspects, I'm just curious to know if you have any experience on how e-textiles and electronics integration in textiles or smart textiles has been contributing to this circular economy and how it can do it better.
I didn't get totally the question. Could you please help me to repeat, because there was like 20-second silence to my phone. Can you please repeat, please?
Sure. So I am talking with respect to e-textiles or electronic textiles, where we are integrating electronics into textiles and making them smart or connected, IoT and other stuff. So how is that relevant? How is that gets connected to the circular economy thing? If you could add certain pointers, because generally like the batteries, the components that we use are not recyclable easily, and there are concerns around it. So if you can share any experience about e-textiles and how they are being leveraged in the consumer market domain.
Yes, sure. Thank you. All right. This is definitely a point that we are investigated, and we are currently investigating, considering the 40% of the luxury premium textile in the world is being produced in Italy. So companies like Marzotto, Albini, Vitalis, Barbera Canonicos, the Marzotto is the #1 European luxury textile producer, wool, cashmere, silk. So we work with them really strictly to analyze this kind of e-textile, as you call it. We call it wearable. We have 2 domains. One is wearable, that is the final garments that actually have like a jacket, could be embedded with the IoT, or directly e-textile when it's coming more from the source, so it's still only the textile when you can actually embed some information through a blockchain. And especially when we talk about a wearable, so anything about smart dress and so on, this is something that still really had a big impact because it's something very popular, very trendy. Many companies have been doing something cool, like Levi's have been producing his own Levi's connected 2.0 with your mobile phone. Zegna produced a solar jacket that was able to charge your mobile phone, and many Ralph Lauren produced a T-shirt 3 years ago with a sensor to when you've been running, and then many other cases do we have in the luxury. But so I see a lot of cases, but not a lot of business yet. So it means many luxury fashion sportswear are using wearable because are cool, but not yet is becoming a mass adoption. So are usually taking the innovation garden and curves. So we have here a peak of attention, but not yet here the platform of adoption when you really have billions of people, millions of people really using this kind of solution. Regarding so very interesting topic. We are really investing with many startups in this area, and it's still something that will grow in the future. But I'm expecting 2-3 years will be really become a new normal. So anything will be more digitally connected. If you want to have a look, you can go through Aeon, E-O-N. It's a company that has been recently signed a contract with Microsoft to bring on IoT 400 million items. 400 million. So when this contract with something happens of this dimension, you can then start predicting that DIN will become a new normal. You know what I mean? By coming more on the e-textile, there is a lot to invest in this area, because then there is textile that increase performance in terms of multiple dimension. So there is a lot of research on a new textile fiber, but e-textile is something really in the age where textile producers are now start to exploring a way to invest, because the problem with the textile producer, they have less profit, less margin, and then now they're having all the sustainability investment on their shoulders. So also for them, also investing in new technology adoption for their production is very difficult. It's very challenging because the business model, then the brands on top on the textile, that really doesn't pay the top value they're going to produce. So textile in this moment in Italy, in Europe, and globally is very under pressure. E-textile could be something very interesting to invest with, but it's still very difficult for those entrepreneur. I'm talking about $1 million company invest in this area because it's still very expensive.
So thank you, Stefano, for answering all those questions. So we have with us Mr. Rajiv Gulati, who is here from the United Nations Technology Innovation Lab, and he's just shared a link of the Microsoft work on this thing. Rajiv ji, just say hello to Stefano.
Okay, Rajiv, so fantastic to have you here on board also here. Unfortunately, I cannot listen directly today or your pitch, but I'm going to connect with you also soon through LinkedIn. Let me say hi to the rest of the audience that have been participating today, to Dolly that have been inviting to me. That was a great honor to stay with you guys, that you are great technology talents country. I'm very glad, honored to be here today. And practically, if you like to connect with me, if you have a special project to work with, please write to Glenda, that share with the mail below. But also, if you like to get the full report of sustainability or get more information, please connect me on LinkedIn and search my last post. And then, Dolly, I'm gonna be glad to talk with you if having maximum 5 number mentors to invite as a mentor, international mentor, to my next session to the startups that we have been currently working on. The session will be December 10. So if you want to find 5 top candidates to become mentor, I'm going to be glad to invite them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. And thank you very much for this very, very interesting session that we've had. And thank you once again, Glenda, for having accompanied. Yash, if you'd like to just thank Stefano to be here with us, and Glenda, both of them have really spared very valuable time with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stefano and Glenda, for coming and honoring us. It was such a short notice that such a short notice you have agreed to come and share your views amongst all of us, and we look forward to associate and work with you, and also we are open to have you open one of your units or branch or offices in India, and we are there to help you as well.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the next session. Bye.
Thank you. So Glenda, I hope you are staying back for some time, or you'd also be leaving. So we'll be continuing with our next I think next to go is the team Aseem Shakti. Can we have Aseem Shakti ready for their presentation, please?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay, so you will be presenting, or is Swati there to present also?
Ma'am, she is away.
She's away. Okay, fine. You can just take the
Ma'am, I'm
call. I am just
accept the request.
Right. I will just yeah.
Ma'am, I'm in the waiting room. I'm connecting through my laptop.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you are in the room, and so you can just
Through
go ahead.
Laptop, I'm connecting my laptop.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, actually, I'm in the waiting room. I'm connecting through my laptop. This is my phone.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
Ma'am, please allow me to share my screen.
So you have two this thing for the same name. Can you just rename your, because I have given one of them the permission.
Ma'am, I left with the other account.
Okay. Right. Okay. You can share.
Yes, ma'am. So greetings everyone. This is Team Aseem Shakti, and the project we have worked upon is a smart pocket. So the themes we are covering are a wearable fashion product, sustainable fashion, and health wearables. Our team leader is Miss Swati Singh. She is the founder of Aseem. It's her startup. And the team members, I'm Noor Fatima. I'm a student at Aligarh Muslim University, and Miss Prachiti Nagpurkar is also a partner of Miss Swati. So our inspiration was to develop an IoT-based fashion product to make life of modern Indian women easier and smart. So the main motive for our product in this hackathon was to connect aesthetics with technology. So the mood board, we have actually made designed two products. First one was carrying this pink and orange theme, and the another was carrying this yellow and green theme. This is our color board. The client profile. So the clients we are focusing upon are modern Indian smart women, the working woman, and the traveling woman. When we researched, when Swati researched her customers, she's actually serving a large number of customers from her own startup, and she has also made very novel stuff in fashion designing. So she has researched, and when she interviewed their requirements, she got to know that they always need they were always out of battery. The phone, it gets discharged when when they're mostly on the go, so it's not very efficient to carry the phone charger everywhere. And also the power banks are also very heavy to carry everywhere, and most of the time we forget to carry on ourselves. The second thing is, I proposed one thing, that was GPS tracker to send location in an emergency situation. So most of the time it happens, like many of the cases we have heard regarding women safety, etc., that the first thing the attacker do the woman is to snatch her phone and to throw it apart. So what we have planned is to inculcate a button which will carry a GPS, which will carry an a connection to the node MCU, and it will be sending the location of the woman to the cloud database, which will be controlled by an admin. So whenever the woman is in any difficult situation, she can directly break that button, which will not be easily accessible. Like it can be broken down, and the signal will directly reach to the cloud database, and it will inform where she is actually at that point of time, and she can be saved. The third thing is that during this pandemic condition, we are facing many issues like obesity, etc. So I also proposed adding a fitness tracker, like a footstep accelerometer, which will count the steps and will report to her app, which I was adding using React Native app. It will be a React Native app. So this will be made of Node MCU, and I propose two models. We can have GPS or GSM. So GSM will directly carry the message to the phone, and GPS will take the message to the cloud database. So both approaches will work fine for this. And we will be using an ultra slim batteries for the charging of phone, which can be detachable later and when we charge again, and they can be easily carried in that pocket. Okay. Now the software will be will be required for the programming algorithm of the node MCU, and the second thing will be for the fitness tracking. So any fabric which can be used, the thing which we have kept in mind is sustainable development and make in India slogan. So what we have thought of is to use the fabrics which are uh, in the very spirit of India, like jute, khadi, silk. So we have planned to use the very sustainable fabrics which are often left out from big factories. So we can use them and utilize them in making these pockets. So what it does, so we are proposing here two variants, which can be a detachable and an attached pocket for the fabric. So it will be a customizable, it can be ordered as per the need of the customer. It will be IoT powered, aesthetically beautiful clothing capable of charging a phone. It works as a GPS tracker as well to send location in an emergency situation. It can work also as a footstep counter and much more. So how we devise this thing, we can see here. This is a intuition of that. And the one of the accomplishment of our Aseem, that's the startup of Swati, is that she proposed, and she also has a patent of the pocket sari model. So I can show the video here. Okay. The purpose of showing the video is that we are actually have worked in this field since long, and we have also achieved a patent in that, which is itself a big thing for Swati Di. So we know part of what we are trying to propose in this hackathon. So what we have learned in this hackathon, since we belong to very diverse sets of domain, Swatiti belongs to the designing field, I belong to data science and web development domain. So we have learned many things from each other, and as well as from the mentors and and reputed mentors who were there for the webinars. And similarly, we had just had the session of sir from Milan, and it was very helpful in our guidance. So the next steps, during the course of the hackathon, we first developed the model, which was a pocket a pocket from scratch, and added the charging feature. We also added the GPS via Node MCU, or we can also use the GSM feature. So the future goals we are have aimed is for adding the footstep tracking algorithm, which was not possible during this course. So group reflection is, again, we belong to very diverse field. Miss Swati and Miss Prachiti belongs to the designing field. I belong to the technical field. So we have learned many things in this hackathon, and we also have learned the participation qualities, and to how to work from so much distance apart. She is from Maharashtra, I'm from Uttar Pradesh. This is a 2D handmade computerized sketch of the pocket. We had proposed the detachable one. This is the back view, or we can say the model. Now the SOS message feature.
You'll have to hurry up.
Yes, ma'am. So this is the SOS message, how the message will work. So suppose the button is broken here, it will carry the message directly to the person whose number is given to them. Need your help. Next, this is the project photo which we have proposed. Since in the last rounds, the mentor had instructed us to make a compact version, so we had worked upon that and made it slimmer, so as to be able to carry it very efficiently, and as well it should look also good. So these are two of the projects which we have proposed. So thank you. Any questions are invited, please. Ma'am, I'm done with.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
you can stop sharing so that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So questions from the jury? Varad, you have a question?
Yeah. So I was waiting to see if anyone else wants to ask a question.
No, you can go ahead first.
I will go ahead. It is a nice product, interesting product. I want to know, is there any data you have on, let's say, why you chose to develop a product like this? Is it like such a big need in the marketplace? Because, see, unless there is a demand like this, there won't be a need to develop a product like that, right? For example, last pitch you heard that why for a timer, you need to introduce an Arduino board. You can as well do it with your mobile, right? So I just want to understand, is there any data or analysis or research that you've done? Can you share the data with us on why you chose this particular technology to introduce here?
So great question. Yes, sir. Sir, actually, Swatiti has been in connection with about her 200 customers. Those who recent with her from for buying these her patent pocket product. So when she discussed the idea of what we were thinking to make, they were very excited to actually find that, and they were pretty interested, because most of the time we females are like that. We don't charge our phones beforehand, and we leave the house as such. But if we are having something which we wear upon every time, so it will already remind us that we and it will not be a needful for us to carry up power bank or a charger everywhere. So sir, actually the data which she is having, I will be using it to write a research paper on that. Actually, I have written already 2 research papers in data science. I will be using that data to make this model and the data you are asking about in an AI format. Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, but just to add, because Swati has not been able to join, she's having some connectivity issues. I'll just add on that women's safety is a major problem, and one of the other major problem that women have is that they most of the Indian women wear saris, and saris don't have a pocket. So she designed this first sari with a pocket, and then when the customers started wearing it, then they felt that they also need to really charge their phone, because now they can keep their phone in the sari, but then they have to also carry a charger. So that's how the whole thing really started. And so one of she's already an incubatee in AIC Artec. And that's the reason why actually she had come to us, and she was probably one of the first person to really join into the boot camp, because she started with this premise, and she said that this hackathon is a wonderful thing for me to really understand how to go about it. Just giving you the background.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, it does give me a context. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Noor. Yeah, I'll just ask my question. Noor, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
So Noor, that this is something again which is a design question. So I do not know how will you be able to answer it. But my concern again comes back to the design of the prototype that you showed. The fact that it needs to be compact, I wish that you would have done a 3D rendered sketch of how each of these things, like the power bank, the GPS tracking button, and the step accelerator, the step counter, if you could have just put it onto this little pouch that you have created, maybe in a 3D rendered sketch, so that we understand how everything is placed, and also maybe given us a little bit about the weight of all of these things inside the pouch. Because the placement of the pouch, when you see, it's for a modern woman who's working. Now a modern woman is running here and there, sitting at multiple places. The fact that it will slide down from her leg will become a major problem, because you need something which will have some amount of weight. So you do not want that this becomes an inconvenience or a hindrance to the person's movement or mobility. So maybe for the future, when you actually create this entire product, you should keep in mind the weight, the placement of each of these things that you have mentioned, and how sturdy will this pouch be on a woman's hip is very, very crucial.
Sure, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, the batteries we have proposed to use are precisely the size of about 2 or 3 ATM cards stacked one upon each other. So it will hardly weigh about 150 to 200 grams, and whole of the pouch will be ultimately equal to the weight of the phones we keep in our pockets. And in total it will be lighter than carrying a charger around or keeping a power bank with us every time.
Okay.
Thank you for the feedback. We will certainly inculcate all these things. Thank you.
Noor, I just want to ask about the security concerns in this. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to ask about the security concerns. Like, you are carrying a battery basically along with you. So
Yes,
how
ma'am.
secure is that particular product? Like, if somebody is wearing it, taking it along with always. So since it's just a battery charger, you are always taking, and it's touching your body also. So what are the security, I mean, health concerns? There might be some health concerns also. You're always carrying the battery.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, since we are proposing something very novel, the first thing which will be asked about will be the radiation coverage, and most of the and all the different factors which are involving in our health. So ma'am, this thing the battery which we are using will be a lithium ion battery, or we are proposing another substitute for that. So what we will be researching about to find the most efficient one to lower down the radiation, and since it will be for the detachable pocket one, it will be also uh, very efficient, since it will be some distance away from the body. When we keep a phone inside of a pocket, it is still more close to our body parts, but a detachable pocket will be somewhere a distance apart from our body.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'd like to ask one question. I just wanted to know, the previous session, there was a feedback which was given to you on reducing the size. How much of size of the pocket have you been able to reduce?
We have yes ma'am, we have tried to make the pocket from rectangular. We had earlier made a rectangular version of that, so now we have made it all straighten up. We have removed the side face, so it has comparatively reduced size about 1 inch from both the sides, so it will be more compact than the earlier version.
Okay. Any other question from anyone else? Amit, you can ask a question. I know that you are hesitant in judging them. I can understand, but if you have some questions, you can ask that. Okay, then we'll move on to the next team Fireball. Please be ready. And thank you very much, Noor, for taking the call to really give the presentation, since Swati couldn't join. So Sang and team, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Right. So I have made you the co-host. Is somebody else from your team also presenting? If you could just let me know the name. I have made you the co-host. If you are presenting, somebody else is presenting.
Actually, ma'am, yeah, Hanshika is gonna present the. She have the PPT presentation, and we're gonna go on about next on presenting about the presentation.
So, what is the name? Can you repeat the name, please?
Team Fireball.
Hanshika Batla.
Okay. Anybody else from your team also presenting? So Hansika, I have also made you the co-host. You can start your screen and you can start the presentation.
Good evening, dear jury members and fellow participants. We are Team Fireball, and we will present our presentation on Khadi, culture, and fashion. We are a team of 3. My name is Sang Singson from JD Institute of Fashion Technology, Geeta Shrestha from JD Institute of Fashion Technology, studying fashion design as myself, and Hanshika Batla, also from JD Institute of Fashion Technology, studying merchandising. The inspiration behind the idea is to bring Khadi into mainstream fashion platform and Gandhi's vision of nationalism, self-reliance, and equality, making it one of the most sought after textile, and to instill mass adoption of Khadi in a way to replace most synthetic textiles that are toxic and harmful to the environment. Our idea is Khadi, culture and fashion, and we have the chakra to represent Gandhi's vision of the hand-woven fabric as a means of income for poverty-stricken masses in 1918, and how it can be used to bring about the political, economic, and social and cultural change in the country. And it is high time we all feel responsible towards how we are treating our environment and the needs to breaking down barriers and feel culturally connected towards maintaining and protecting the environment. We have taken pink because the color is thought to be calming and associated with love, kindness, generosity, femininity, and sensitivity to the need to protect and take care of others. Our client focus is a socialite. She is outgoing and have big influence in the society. She is a perfect person to strategize and market khadi with her influence in the society. These 5 basic textile techniques are the backbone of our project. Yarn pulling techniques involve pulling of the singular strands of yarn at equal distances on the fabric to create a subtle style of fabric manipulation. Tie and dye is the process of creating patterns and clothes by tying knots in it or tying parts of it with strings before putting it in a dye. And we have used the ruching technique for our project, where a fabric is rolled and secured on a string and pulled from the ends of both the strings. Discharge printing is a process of extracting color from the specific areas of a dyed fabric by applying a color-destroying agent to the fabric, converting the entire thing to a design or pattern. And block printing or hand block printing has been practiced for centuries in India. This traditional technique of fabric printing involves the use of curved wooden blocks that are dipped into a dye or pigment and pressed onto a material to create beautiful patterns. And kanta is a centuries-old tradition of stitching patchwork clothes from rags, which evolved from the thrift of rural women in West Bengal and Orissa and Bangladesh. It is one of the oldest forms of embroidery originating from India. Kanta embroidery comprises of the simplest stitch in the language of embroidery, the running stitch. The use of khadi have so many benefits, and the use of khadi is culturally deep-rooted. And the goodness of incorporating khadi into a mainstream fashion platform is not only environmental friendly or not only the sustainability aspect, but it can help employ hundreds of thousands of rural men and women, creating good jobs, and also help safeguard planet Earth with the reduction in the use of synthetic fabric with khadi.
Good afternoon, all the jury members and dear participants. It's me, Geeta Stretch from Team Fireball, and I'm here to explain the step of construction of our product. Our product is a garment constructed using khadi fabric. We purchased the plain khadi fabric and dyed it with natural dyes into pink color. We draped the sleeves on the bodice and gave it a pleated effect. Discharge technique was used on the sleeves to give them the random diagonal white patterns. The yarn pulling effect was given in the lower bodice before stitching the seams, and since the and the tie-dye effect, and we also made a fabric, designed it with tie-dye effect and made ruffles over it and placed it over the neck till the back. And since the khadi fabric is not so stretchable, we gave a zipper in the side seams of the dress from armpit point to the hip levels and a small slit in the bottom seam side so that it can be easily fitted in the body. And we also gave a floral block print design in the lower borders of the bodice. That's how the construction was done.
Hello, good evening to all. I'm Hansika Batla presenting you with the slide accomplishment. In these COVID times, we have gained one thing: slow and steady wins the race. A sustainable fashion through slow fashion is what fashion industry is going to be. People will always need clothes. and want to express themselves, their identity, through what they wear. With khadi being into haute couture design, we can have less of intangible stuff which produces more of pollution and a disbalance in the environment. The learnings we got from this project were what is khadi and how it is made, how the increase in use of khadi can benefit the lives of rural area people who work day and night but don't get paid enough to run their livelihood, how khadi can play a great role in sustainable fashion and can reduce the pollution happening due to the fashion industry. Most importantly, we learned just by choosing a right material to work with, it can affect so many sectors in a positive way. The future prospects of our government is, with an increase of digital platforms, we can promote our product through Google AdWords, Facebook, and Instagram. Once customers' garment collected, garments can be upcycled into new products and we give them 10% discount. If they take membership, we can provide them exclusive offers for being loyal to the brand. Via website and app, we can do email marketing, online and offline SEO, and Google Ads to be visible in the eyes of the customers. Participation in events like fashion shows will also mark our visibility and providing them with sustainable ideas. We are very grateful to the organizers of the hackathon. When our group originally formed, we quickly took note that we were having passion for fashion. Our forming conversations flowed nicely and working on the project seemed natural. By being conscious about the creation and documentation of the project, we were better able to call each other out during the times when we needed to find solution. We all have our personalities, which are fairly constant, but being on a team can bring out aspects of each of us that we don't normally experience when working by ourselves. The team will get what it needs, and you will discover something about yourself.
It's the front view of our garment that we have constructed. You can see the ruffles in the neck, which has decorated with the tie-dye technique. And the middle part of the ruffles has the kanta embroidery to give it more embellishment. There's the discharge technique applied in the sleeves, the yarn pulling technique in the lower bodice, and the floral block printing in the borders of the bodice. Is the front view sketch. Back view. There's again the ruffles in the deep neckline. There's a V-deep neckline and all the other traditional techniques of India. Is the back view sketch. 3/4 view sketch. Is the video of the garment. It's a pouch with a bow which is decorated using tie and dye technique. It's a khadi fabric. We made it using the leftover fabrics of our garment so that most of the materials are well used and less waste is produced.
This is Team Fireball, and thank you so much for the jury members and Hackathon for having us today. And we hope to carry forward the idea of sustainability throughout our career.
So questions from the jury members, please. Any questions? Varad?
Yeah, so I was just looking at it from a point of view of pure innovation as a material. So this, it's a khadi as a material is very innovative, but there is no tech element in it. So to that extent, I didn't want to pose any further questions. It's all clear to me. It's an innovation in terms of the material.
Yeah, no, I'll just, there is a sustainable fashion category theme, which actually works on sustainable approach in the process of production. So in this theme, what not only have they really looked at the production process of using this thing, but also the traditional way of what Indians have been doing for a long time to really make it a fashion statement. So this is under the sustainable fashion category, where the technologies are basically the dyeing processes that we have been using in the Indian process. That's technology of a different nature, not the information technology.
No, I completely appreciate that, which is why I said the process is very clear, right? And from that point of view, I don't have any questions. It's a very innovative product. Thank you.
Narina, madam, you have any question?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Any question from you, Akshara?
No, not really.
Okay, I think we've gone through this particular presentation twice, of the common jury who have been into sustainability. Yash, would you like to take any question? Yash, if you are there.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. So then thank you very much. In fact, one of the questions that I had asked earlier also, and I would like to ask again, as what Yash had asked last time, that khadi.
Yes, ma'am. That was the only apprehension which I had, and I didn't get any answer from these guys that how they will sell khadi if they don't even have a khadi certificate, or they don't have a khadi mark approval from the KVIC. And these guys didn't even included that, which is the most essential component to it. So I thought of better be quiet.
Yeah. So this question is something that one has to really look at when you are using the word khadi. The khadi has to have khadi is as a brand has been patented by KVIC, so it can't be used by anybody else except
And
that
all. And all the big fashion designers of India, you name, I don't want to name any fashion designers, but all the top 5 or 10 fashion designers of India who are using khadi to sell their products, all are being under now legal notices from KVIC. I am getting calls from all those big designers, and they are all under legal legality because they don't have khadi mark or khadi approval from KVIC.
So there is a standardization process on khadi which needs to be really adhered to, and that is one thing that you have to really take into account when you are really using the word khadi very specifically. So this was one of the feedbacks that last time we had given. And I think you need to really take a cognizance of the fact that this is for the hackathon. I mean, you're not really selling anything in the hackathon, so you could possibly kind of ask for that. So that's the kind of response that we expected this time.
Yes, ma'am. Dolly, ma'am, if I may put in, like, yes, sir, like, there is very little to, or no ways we can approve the authenticity of the fabric we buy from the fabric shop. But what we hope for is going forward with this hackathon, we would hope for a collaboration with the Khadi Village or for the direct sourcing of authentic khadi.
There's no collaboration which happens with KVIC. So you need to apply for the khadi mark certificate certification. There is a process for which you have to pay a certain fees. I think it's for rupees 10,000, which you pay, and then you have to submit certain documentation, and then they will do their normal verification. And once you are verified, and it is as per their procedural norms and the legalities, you will get the khadi mark approval from them, and then you can use, sell, and whatever market promote khadi globally. So you
Yes,
have to
sir.
follow certain procedures, which is already there on the mention on KVIT website. So
Yes, sir.
so that's it.
So thank you very much, Team Fireball. And we have
Thank you, ma'am.
Shribot to go next. Nikki, are you ready?
Hello, Dolly. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Yeah. So I have given you the permission. If you could just quickly start your presentation.
Hello, I'm Nikki. I'm the founder of Shribot, where technology empowers culture. So the tech product that I'm presenting over here are the laser printers. Basically, it's a package for making the 3D branding cards. To speak about the theme, okay, I entered into the technology to aid marketing and sales and advertisement of the fashion, the high-end niche fashion. The phase that I'm in, basically, I'm still not done with my MVP. I'm in the midway of my MVP. I'm trying to create a hardware product, not from the scratch. So a bit of modified hardware plus software plus certain bit of design aspects of the printing together. We are packaging it. So let me tell you about my company, how we started. So we are driven by this mission of where technology empowers culture. We are trying to create the technology wherein we can use it to create, to empower the culture. At this point of time, I'm trying to empower the culture of a brand, a company, or a fashion. In this particular presentation, I will be trying to empower a wedding fashion designer. So this is basically to give you an overview of where I'm taking you. So what my customers are going to create are the 3D card products, which they can use for their marketing and advertisement. They will be purchasing this laser machine, which is customized to create these cards. So these cards, the one of the products that I'm presenting over here are the wedding cards, the invitation cards, which the wedding fashion designers can use to lure this. This is not the exact representation of the cards, just these cards are basically related just with my brand. To give you an overview of how we, like the lower left ones are, okay, how we traveled through this journey creating the process. The right bottom, if you see a collage, that's what we used to participate in an event, which is like, that's a big 3D card. When you close it, it's a regular card, but when you open all these structures, they stand up. So these cards are far more beautiful than you actually look in this picture. Let me take you deeper into what I'm talking about. So the present customer segment that I'm presently presenting over here is the wedding fashion designers. My actual customer segment is even broader than this. We have niche jewelers, we have niche event management teams, the 5-star hotels who want to actually lure their customers in. They also fall into my customer segment. This is one of the case that I have taken up in this. What we are missioning for this particular presentation, to make the laser engravers as simple as a printer for the designers and as essential as a scissor for a crafter. So a crafter doesn't have to think about using a scissor or when you have to use a printer, you don't think, okay, what it is going to be or what cautions you have to use for using the laser printer. Okay, do I wear glasses? Where do I secure it? What should be my ventilations and all? So we try to encapsulate these complexity and these challenges that come in using these complex machines and using these complex designing softwares, so that you just focus on your area, your domain of designing specific to your domain. What is our USP? The same thing that I repeat, encapsulate the complexity of making these car products into the printer itself. Uh, and the second thing that we trying to achieve is how do we make it faster, how do we make it better and yet accessible. The target audience are all niche. The moment you say niche, it becomes expensive, it becomes a bit of high pricing, but when and the quality also. So when you are using technology, you can try to address these and you can try to make it accessible. That is what we are trying to achieve. So this is the case for now for wedding fashion designers. One of cases would be like suppose when the wedding fashion designers want to debut their collections in a fashion show or in a pop-up store. So these are the places where the customer comes and walks in. The things that comes into their mind apart from your actual product is, okay, how I'm going to market or advertise these collections, this program that I'm coming up with, how do I send out invitations and make sure that, okay, these people are getting attracted, they are some way along with my vision also, that, okay, I'm going to give a very good fashion show. How am I packaging my products? How do I retain my customers, basically the customer loyalty? And also, whenever a customer is loyal to me, I don't want them to they go away. So I just also am focusing on the customer journey. And how are we trying to address this? With these things in mind, we see there is a need for customization and personalization in this space, which is the challenge that we have accepted. How we're doing it? So basically, create a buzz around the brand. So what I'm trying to say over here is, a wedding fashion designer doesn't just display the wedding dresses or the wedding garments. They also have to create a whole universe wherein the customer, when they walk into a pop-up store or when they are watching this fabrics or the dresses, so they also walk into, or they can feel the buzz of what your theme is, where you are taking them. So you try to increase your universe more than just your product. So that is where we fit in. We are trying to add up. In this particular case, we are trying to add up the invitation cards. These invitation cards will be 3D invitation cards. The invitation cards presently that you see are 2D invitation cards and digital cards and all. But this is basically also having a third dimension, wherein there is a message. There are these company brand and logos over there posted in the card. That makes it even more attractive and leaves a lasting impression. The wedding fashion designers do not just keep the garments, they also keep the accessories, they keep the shoes, they can also keep the wedding cards. The wedding cards actually fall in the theme of their wedding. So say, for example, I just pick up a theme of like, okay, wedding in the clouds, and I would like to stick with something like white and blue. My theme is basically the fabrics that I'm trying to use is also white and blue, and that's how the cards also fall into that category of using those similar type of aspects of white and blue. And the designs that is used in the fabrics is actually tried to put into these wedding cards, we are trying to getting them along with that theme of the designer itself. There are this aspect, whenever you attend such niche events, you also get back with a gift. The return gifts packaging is also very important, and that is also where we are trying to personalize it. So at this point of time, if you see, whenever you deal with all these sophisticated and beautiful pieces, they are quite generic. You just say, okay, I want this, and then you possibly can order it from anywhere. But when you walk to this particular our customer of wedding fashion designer, and I say, okay, this is me, I basically what I'm trying to get the wedding cards is, okay, Nikki weds Saurabh, and that is what this particular designer is going to be able to provision you with. So that is the customization I'm talking about. So the very reason for thinking about that, okay, the moment we see our customer and also customer like we want to empower our customer so that they can customize to that customer, we see that, okay, there is a need for co-creating with the customer, and that is one of the areas where I'm presently looking for support, and that is one of the reasons why I'm presenting in this. This is basically my well, the steps. How you read this slide is basically you start from the bottom, from the leftmost, and then you walk up and up. So, so I'm, as I said, I'm still in the mid of my MVP. So I wanted to increase my team with 5 roles in my mind. In Feb this year, I had to take, basically we revoked this a hiring process because we saw we are based out of Gurgaon, so that's the international airport at Delhi, and with all these corona cases, we like looking at the global scenario, we took a pause in hiring, and then the strategic decision was, okay, stay lean, be fast, and try to sustain this pandemic. I'll take you to the next step. This is basically presently where I am. What at this point of time, I
You'll
like
have
with
to
these all
hurry
news.
up,
Yeah.
and take us through the video if you can. Or
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is the roadmap that I'm trying to like walk through at this point of time with the news of these vaccines and all. We are trying to take it to go to. We are trying to go to market. We are trying to see, okay, like how the even with the MVP, we are trying to see, okay, if there we can find any customer who is ready to give us an opportunity, maybe to create these New Year cards also. We can test it. So these are the milestones. This is basically the video. This is for my brand that I have created this video, and the process that I have cracked is quite what is the USB of this particular product. So one thing that I want to highlight over here is this isn't printed. It's all laser cut. These are like the collaboration cards I was trying to create so that I can approach people and then start working with them. Yeah, I think that's all I had to present. Questions, please. Or yeah, you have any questions? Word, if you have any question, Marina, madam.
Very nice, innovation, I would say. Yeah, we have to see how this gets adopted in the marketplace, So maybe you can also throw some light on how it's been the traction in the marketplace. Have you been able to get customers? Are you able to get repeat customers? What has been their feedback?
I would like to repeat that. Okay, I haven't yet gone out to the market. I was still in a like semi-cooked MVP state. But having said my state, would you still have the same questions?
No, you see, I'm asking this question from a point of view of adoption. See, you don't have to sell it. At least when you show the samples, like you have shown it to us and potential customers, like, maybe event organizers or some people who are trying to organize events or maybe some weddings and so on. Have you tried, say, showing this product to them, and what has been their feedback? Do they like it? What is it? What is their, in terms of, let's say, you think they will buy it? That is my question.
Okay, so I am right at the at that when I said about like, okay, in this particular so I am at this point of time, like time wherein I have this product, and I started I want to go out and then ask to the customer, the possible customers, and then do it. So basically, to answer your question, I don't have the answers, because at this point of time, that is what I want to do. I want to get the feedback, because I have a rough estimate of like from design to making a card is possible. So somewhere around, if I have one resource, that resource can actually facilitate me a card within in 4 days normal working hour. That is all I have. And this next step is as you see, that hypothesis, this is a hypothesis. Your question's answer is what I also want to test, and that is where I am right now. I want to go out and then speak to them and then create. Especially, I want to even start with this New Year card. That okay, I'm making these branding cards. It's not just a regular New Year card. It is, say, for example, I'm at Bhopal and I want to approach this Anand Jewelers, which is one of the posh over here in DV Mall. And I obviously, when I go to them, I'm creating their brand. Like I have mine, so I'm creating their card in their way, and then trying to tell, okay, like your customers who are buying these wedding cards, they can also, you can give them these marketing cards of your with the latest say your collection is New Year collection, so you can advertise your New Year collection and do. So that is in my mind, and I haven't done yet. So that is where I am presently. The only reason for not going to market was I was waiting for this vaccine. I didn't expect these wedding cards, weddings to start happen at this point of time. Now, when I hear the news of vaccines, this is where I want to start with.
But weddings are happening, right?
Weddings are happening. I agree. I myself, I attended a few weddings. So they well the what do I say? My customers are not the people who are getting wed. My customers are the wedding planners. Yeah, so they are my customers.
Yeah, see, finally, at the end of the day, you need user validation, right?
Yeah, so, I agree. That is where I am. I'm saying that.
Is that you have done some market survey or this analysis with competitors? Because you are planning to use laser cutting, no? So I think it will be cost effective, or is that it's not cost effective? I mean, did you have you done any sort of analysis in those directions or lines?
Your question is basically like if the product will be cost effective for Indian market, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. For Indian scenario, I mean,
Okay, can I just give you the answer in just a little, maybe 2-3?
no issues.
Yeah. So basically, I have 2 points over here. One is like, how do you develop your technology product? So there are various ways of developing your technology product. One is, okay, like you set a upper limit of, okay, how much you don't want to breach by studying the existing laser printers or these products, and then you try to make it happen. So I am presently following that path of I have an upper cap of where I want to I don't want to breach, and I want to make it happen. I want to make this product happen. So once I have this once I make this product happen, I have to iterate. I have to pivot a few times to bring the cost down. That is my scenario. So at this point of time, calculating the exact cost or giving you the exact cost of the product would be that is not where I can actually do.
Okay.
So
no issues. That's
yeah.
it. Thank you.
So since I've been a mentor to her, I can just add that her basic USP is bringing in the process, a very lengthy process and a very manual oriented process into the software. And that is where the USP lies by actually working with cards, where a lot of cards have to be printed. So that's why her focus has been in terms of really working as B2B rather than working with this thing. So nobody in India, to my knowledge, has really attempted to really add a software layer, that too using artificial intelligence and some cool technologies to add on to existing printing capability. And this is what during the hackathon that she's tried to really do and bring about some amount of automation and streamline her thought process during the bootcamp and the presentation. So it might not be very visible to people who are not aware that hardware-based innovation is the most toughest, and especially in India, we just don't have any kind of just to give an indicator, she's burnt 3 printers during the process and worked around a lot of, so there's a lot of work that has really gone in to get where she has reached. And I really feel that the jury needs to really take that into cognizance.
Sure.
Yeah.
All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Dolly, ma'am.
Amit, do you have any questions for her? I think you are the person who is going to be one of the most important person in her journey, if I may say so, in the terms of embedded technology focus that your incubator has.
Yeah, this is some great stuff that she has put together. I was, when I saw the testing hypothesis phase, that got me excited. So, if there is any need for access to a fab lab to get some of those innovations going, then happy to get into a separate discussion on it.
Yeah. So thank you, Nikki. Can we move on to the next team Shusthik? We are running out of time. We are already 15 minutes ahead of our total program. Sorry, Vard. So these are projects which have a lot more new things to be really told about. So I couldn't break the flow. Next team Shusthik, are you ready? Team Shusthik?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I've given you the permission. Please go ahead.
Okay, ma'am.
So who is presenting? Ritik, you are presenting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're presenting from a mobile phone?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
No, it was visible sometime back, but it is not visible anymore.
Ma'am, now?
You're going to a Zoom link. Yes, now it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, quickly, please.
Ma'am, I'm trying, ma'am. So, a very warm evening to all jury members and my fellow participants. So, our concept is blessing from Nani. So, what we will be covering throughout the PPT will be thought, introduction, the process in detail, some stats, products, and benefits, and then the conclusion. Topic that we have chosen is sustainable fashion. Now, what is our thought? Our thought is to basically connect with people through emotions and care for future at the same time. So we have taken a simple basic tradition of making a sari into doormats, which was basically knitting out a sari into doormats for the basic use. Now we are taking it to another level of garment construction of fall winter. Technique used, the technique that we'll be using will be knitting, and the process. Now, it will be basically at the exchange game. The raw materials will be provided by the customers itself, and then it will be shipped to the craftsmen. Then craftsmen will be doing the production. Then the production material will be transported to the retailers. Then it will sold to customers, back to the customers. And we have also taken the disposal also. So when the time of the disposal came of the garment, then we will be collecting it for the recycling. Now the process in detail: raw material, that is the old saris, will be collected from the customers. Then it will be shipped to the craftsman workshop. Production. So basically, at the craftsman level, the sari will be converted into balls of small strand after removing all laces and embroideries out of it. Then it will be knitted into pieces as per the demand of the design. After that, it will be sewed according to the design. So I would like to show a small video of the process. Wait. Um, oh, yeah. So here the woman is cutting out the a sari into strands. Now it's rolling the it into a ball. Then she will be knitting into the design as per the design. So it is a basic, a simple glimpse to our production, how will we be producing our designs. So therefore, it was the glimpse to our production. Now selling the garment, we will be giving discounts on exchange of saris and returning at the time of the disposal. So disposing used garment will be collected for recycling. Some stats, basically around retail value of women's wear market is in India is estimated around to be 1 to 600 crores annually, and out of that 30% is of saris, that is 36,000 crores. So basically it's a increased based to the 5 to 6% per year. Now about 60% of that is of rural contribution. Our product, now this is the front of a product where the U-shaped bottom is given and then flattered sleeves are there. It is made of the front panels of the jacket is made of the stripes of old saris. Now back panel is made of the stripes of old saris again, and is the one hook back. It's the ready product. So here's the ready products: front, back, and then side. So this would like what it will look like after knitting. More styles and design that we are planning on for further. Now benefit of 3 E's. Now emotional. People have emotional value associated with the garments, and reusing it would revive the memories of it. So India is a very traditional and emotional country basically. So we are planning on to dealing customers with emotions, targeting their emotions. So and now then economical. In exchange of saris, giving them discount will be economically beneficial for the customer, as well as giving more craftsmen work, employment. It will be beneficial for the India's GDP also. Now environmental, reusing the sari will decrease waste production, and 99% of the textile waste is recyclable, so it will be beneficial for environment also. So thank you. Now we are open for the questions.
Akshaji, you had some questions.
I think these people cleared out a couple of things that we had mentioned last time. My only concern, Ritik, and who's the other person? Sorry, I couldn't catch.
Sushant.
Sushant.
Ritik and Sushant, this is a good idea. This is interesting. The fact that we're reusing old fabric is great. My one concern that I think you should definitely pay attention to is the fact that each material or each fabric, when you do this entire process, will turn out different. The first sample that you showed us of the production, the fabric was super bright and super, it was quite bright. But when you did the entire knitting thing, it became dull. However, when you showed us the next product that you created, that did not lose its sheen or luminosity. So you as designer should have a very good understanding of how each material will change its look when the entire knitting process is done. or else you might not be able to do justice to, if someone has a really nice, amazing fabric, but the process might sort of make it dull. Or that's something that you should know before.
Okay. Ma'am, I would like to explain, ma'am, when we have created that illustration on that software, so basically the paints and the that texture basically gets dull, and when we produce that garment sari was brighter, so it looked like more brighter, more loud color, so more cheerful. That's why we have taken it with white
I don't mean
to
the difference
settle it out.
sketch and the product. I meant the first video that you showed us of a pink sari or pink.
Okay, ma'am, that was, ma'am, basically sample, only the video for the production only. That was not for like maintaining anything. I also know that looking so dull, but according to the time, so that was.
It's just that the saris will come to you, so you need to take into account how the fabric is going to react to the knitting process. Will it have frizz? Will there be no frizz? All of that should be known, because you're literally ripping apart someone's important piece of cloth. So
Yeah.
nice to you. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything else looks in order. So good job.
Thank you.
So, any other feedback? Especially, I would like Amit ji to really check on if there is any value add that can be done on from the technology perspective to recycle the the yarn that they have really inputs on that. Varad, do you have some questions? Any questions from you, Dr. Narina?
I just want to ask this, like if you're using a reuse sari, I mean, when you're wearing a fresh sari, so it's very colorful, I think, and it's not, but when you're using a reuse sari, so obviously you have to take care of that color and luster. I mean, it will not, whatever the material, I mean, whatever the sweater, coat or jacket, whatever you're making out of it, it will not be that brighter as the original sari was.
Yeah, ma'am, for that we will be using finishes according to that, according to the garment, according to the fabric. So there are different types of chemical finishes or natural finishes that we will be using.
Yeah, you
according
have
to
to
the
do
garment.
that. You have to do that.
Yeah, we have to do that because of the strands also, yarns also are coming out. For that also we have to use the finishes after that.
Yeah.
So Don, you asked me for a feedback, so I will give a feedback. Sometime back, I was talking to you about a new technology that is used elsewhere in the world today, where irrespective of the garment, right, they can actually recycle it, make it into yarn, and then it can be used in any manner, giving more, let's say, opportunities for people who are downstream, or we can call it also to kind of use it for further processing, right? So my suggestion is to also look in that angle, because this is too much work in terms of taking it from one particular individual, and then you won't be able to scale it, so that is my concern. That's the feedback I have. On the other hand, if you want to scale it, it has to be on a large where you can use it for every purpose, right? You have to collect it from different consumers and then make it something which is unique and uniform into one process, one unique process, so that the output is a yarn that can be used for making any kind of garment.
So, sir, if it is taking more labor, then it's good for us, because involving more labor into this will generate India's employment only. So it will contribute to GDP only. If we are taking a garment or like any used product of textile, so we will be disposing it in the machines. The machines now, the machine don't give more that labor work. They basically we are, however, we are developing in technology and technology. If we will be continuing on developing on technology, but India's population is very, everyone knows, is second highest in the world. So to accumulate that also, we need some jobs to be created. I am a youth. I know, like, going for the jobs, we don't have jobs after Corona. Or now, though, we need some jobs. So collecting and making that will be contributing to more employment, basically.
So there are still a lot of opportunities, I can say, and even after you automate, right? So, from the time computer and people talked about people losing jobs, but we all know jobs have increased. So it's a kind of a misnomer to say that when automation happens, people lose jobs or you won't get jobs. So I would say that there is a lot of opportunities even then, because there is still manual processing to be done, manual inspections to be done, quality control to be done. Machines are not too good at doing that. So I am saying that there's still other employment opportunities that you can create downstream and upstream.
Can I add something, Dolly?
Sure. Mamtaji, please go ahead.
Yeah. So Ritvik and your partner
So
there.
just to introduce yourself, please, Mamtaji, for the benefit of others. You are an expert in this area, so please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I've been around designing textiles and fashions for over 35 years. One of my first brands was called Kutir, which was launched and created in 1984. This technique, which Ritik, you guys have used, is what we call the ribbon technique, which is Nagpur belt was known to make daris and mats out of it. It's great that you're looking to convert it into jackets. And yes, there is an opportunity, but it has to be, if you have to do it as a business, it has to be a little different. We can't bring a customer bringing a sari and then you're ripping it apart, because you'll have major concerns and opposition if the customer doesn't like it. It's a no-no. So the business model needs to change. But yes, this process can be used to make garments and accessories, and you can do that, but you have to remove that the customer is giving you the sari for making a garment for them. That part has to change, and some other things have to change. So maybe sometime after all this, Dolly can introduce us and I can mentor you on it.
Yeah, ma'am, that would be great, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mamtaji, for giving that input. We will surely take that offer. So I think with that, we will end with the, if there are no other questions, we'll like to end the pitching round and move on to the valedictory. But while we do the compiling of all the results for today, so kindly bear with us. Yash, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So kindly acknowledge Tamanna ji being here and introduce Tamanna ji also to the audience, so that people can benefit from her presence also. Also, there is Dr. Rita Bhattacharya from Kolkata. Please acknowledge her. She is a Sanskrit scholar, a doctor, and in culture. So please, over to you till we really work on to the compilation. Kindly thank all the people for their valuable contribution while we just do the compilation of the results.
Thank you so much, Dolly ma'am, and Jai Hind to all of you. And the FashionTech Hackathon and Bootcamp is running along with the Handloom Festival, which started off on 17th of October and it's ending on 31st of December, covering sessions from most sustainable brands and retailers, unicorns, disruptors, progressive thinkers, and pioneers through a series of workshops We had workshop from the buyers, from buying agents, and also we had workshop from the technology and also from the fashion side of it. And we also had demonstrations on fashion technology from JD Institute of Fashion Technology. And so all this started on 1st of November, and today is the concluding day. We are concluding it today on 4th of December. So the Fashion Tech Hackathon is brought together by the SmartEdge and I Am Khadi Foundation, and it's a project which is committed to prepare youth and businesses to adopt new age technology through hackathon, boot camps, and experiential learnings and innovation workshops. So we had close to 300 plus participants who attended the boot camps, out of which 146 participants registered for hackathon, and 25 teams submitted their ideas, out of which 15 teams were shortlisted and allowed to develop their ideas. And after initial evaluation, 15 shortlisted teams pitched their ideas for semi-finals. So I was a part of the initial pitching and also during the semi-finals as well. So the semi-finals were concluded on 29th of November, and the final six teams have progressed to finals, and today we all have listened to each one of them. And over 25, in totality, over 25 webinar sessions were done from industry experts, academicians, export organizations during this period. And I would like to thank our valuable esteemed partners who believed in us and who supported us in our journey throughout from day one. I would like to thank our technology partner, IBM, who has extended their support to provide great development support through code partner, through code patterns of artificial intelligence and blockchain for fashion tech, and free access to our developer cloud. I also would like to thank our academic partner, JD Institute of Fashion Technology, for being our co-partner for this event, which have been into training fashion professionals from last 3 decades. Our innovation partner is AIC Artec. They are based out of Mandiri, Bhopal, who have extended their connections to international fashion tech ecosystem players in countries like Netherlands and Italy. So today the Stefano was being introduced to us by Amit Rajeji, who is our founder director of AIC Artec. Our digital payment partner is Paytm, who supported this hackathon by offering integration to its payment gateway for winning teams free of cost. So I would also I would like to thank Saurabh Jain ji for supporting us. We also would like to thank our outreach partners like Banao, IncuSpace, and Incubate India, and our platform partner, and also one of our co-organizers of Handloom Festival, the World Trade Center Mumbai, and our NGO partner Rabai Rashi. And another very important and most valuable partner to this event is 100 Open Startups, who have agreed to our request and who have joined us today. Thank you so much, Varat Krishna ji, for accepting our request at the last minute and coming over and being a part of our jury. I would like to thank all our jury panelists, Amit Rajeji ji, Akshara Dalal ji, Saurabh Jain ji, Varat Krishna ji, and also Dr. Narayana Thakur ji from Bharati Vidyapeeth. And I also would like to, I can see that I have Janvi Chadha ji from JD Institute of Fashion Technology. She's also here. So I enjoyed her session. And she's also a part of she was also being a part of our this hackathon. Thank you so much for being a part of this entire event. Mamta ma'am, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Tamanna Chaturvedi ma'am, she is a professor at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. She is a brain and also a mentor, and also a person who have always encouraged us. In fact, I am Khadi. In fact, the whole idea of I Am Khadi was initially being conceptualized by Dr. Tamanna ma'am, and initially we were incubated at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So whatever we are today, and it's all because of her. Thank you so much, Tamanna ma'am, for being here, and also Dr. Rita Bhattacharya ma'am. And at last, a brain behind this hack at the rate at FashionTech, Dr. Dolly Bhasin ma'am. She's the founder director of SmartEdge, and thank you so much once again, all of you. And Tamanna ma'am, I also would like that if you may kindly share your experience about the one of the incubatees who is getting incubated during the same time when I was getting incubated at IIFT, the Hatke, and the kind of technology adoption they had done, and the organic fabric in which they are working, and the kind of export orders they are now started getting is phenomenally great. So if you may kindly like to speak and give some insights about Hatke, ma'am, it would be great. Okay, I think she is not here. So, Dr. Rita ma'am, would you like to also speak and introduce to all of us about you? May we have Mamta ma'am? Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, ma'am. Ma'am, please
So,
introduce us.
Namaskar to everybody. I'm Dr. Rita Bhattacharya. Already have heard that I'm Indologist by profession, and by nature, I am a social worker. So I work in different fields in this art, and now I am working in science and technology field. So you have heard one organization, that is the name of that organization is Vigyana Bharati. And I am the secretary of their ladies group that is called Shakti. I'm the secretary, national secretary over there in Kolkata. I'm from Kolkata. In Kolkata, our organization's name is Kolkata Nivedita Shakti. So we are mainly doing this promoting science and technology, especially Indian science and technology, rather to say. And now you have heard that IISF, India International Science Festival. It will be on 22nd to 25th of December, and this is the 6th year. So here with the government of India, the Vigyana Bharati, so naturally there are a ladies party Shakti, we are going to organize that. So here who are there, I'm requesting everyone, please join. You just search in Google IISF 2020. Now, because of this pandemic situation, this year it will be totally this type, online. Everything will be online. So you can register yourself. All of you, I'm requesting you. There will be so many 41 types of things are there. So you can register yourself there, and you can showcase yourself and your product. So regarding this old kapra recycling, that you can showcase in the expo. And regarding that card, you can showcase in expo. Apart from that, there will be so many things. And we are mainly in charge of this women scientist and entrepreneur conclave. In that women scientist and entrepreneur conclave, our Shakti team is working. In that work, we are arranging 4 competitions. And the last date of that competition will be 12th of December. Those 4 competitions are there. One is, that is, I have planned one green drama for sustainable energy and this environment. And that will be for school and college girls, school students and college. There will be a video clipping. You have to register, or those children should register, because this is government. They are having so many norms and this and that. So they will register themselves and they will upload their product after doing the video. So that maximum size of that video will be 300 MB. So after that, we will judge. The juries will be there and they will get, two groups are there, they will get prize. First prize will be 5,000, second prize will be 2,000, and third prize will be 1,000. Apart from that, those children will get very, very much confidence, and they can introduce with so many famous scientists through this science mela, because this is not the very serious only conference, seminars or webinars. This is a fair. So science fair means the main our object, and rather to say our object is like that. That is why government has taken this charge. Object is to tell people and the children, science is not for fear. It is very friendly, and it is, you can do whatever. This time there is one, our theme is the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and this time the one of the theme is games and toys. In that games and toys, the wedding card can turn into that game or toy like that.
Great,
The
yes.
children
Yes,
can make this card as game. They can write their name over there.
The government of India, yes, ma'am, rightly said, the government of India is coming up with a new export promotion council for the toys for the first time, and it's already on cards. And I think very soon there will be an announcement. And you rightly said that there's a huge opportunity for the same. And ma'am, if I take your, in fact, permission, we have Dr. Tamanna Chaturvedi from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade.
Thank you.
She also would like to share her, before you conclude, because there are other jury panelists, they also would like to take, in fact, we have already extended 50 minutes from our scheduled time. So Dr. Tamanna ma'am, if you may kindly also would like to highlight and give some insights about the incubity, the Hatke, which you are currently helping. Dr. Tamanna Chaturvedi.
Thank you. Thank you, Yash, for bringing me into this forum, and I can see a lot of interesting audience. I come from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, which is a Ministry of Commerce body, friends, and where our job was to help Indian exports grow. So in that context, we had started an incubation cell, which technically had taken the responsibility of incubating a lot of interesting ideas. First, we groom them to work in the domestic market, and then we take it forward to the international market. So apart from a lot of the whole concern of the international market is when there is a huge competition across the global market, and post COVID this competition is actually growing very huge, that everybody wants to sell to a very limited and a shrunk market in a post COVID scenario. It is an equally added responsibility on mentors like us to ensure that the Indian MSMEs and startups are having a place in the global market. And that is why this whole the gamut of innovation that is very much required if we have to have a sustainable market share of Indian companies. The challenge that IIFT found, that whether we were taking Tryford into confidence and saw tribal, or we went into Leh to see the handlooms of clusters across, whether it is a handloom product, handicraft product, any product for that matter, the challenge Indian companies were facing was that everybody was selling exactly the same product, and where we were not hand holding these companies to work out in sync with what the international market was looking for. So we started understanding what the market was looking for, And joining forums like this to give case study competitions to students to work out to gel well with the sync with the government initiative, so that the MEIS policies towards export promotion is taken care of. So one of the initiatives was Hatke brand that we had incubated, which I would love, would gel well in a forum like this. This brand Hatke is representing a very innovative product category, which is calling, they are making fabrics out of plant-based fiber. And when everybody was fighting in a small textile market for polyester and African cotton, and now India is also facing competition from Pima cotton coming from US, we found that cotton and silk were very, very traditional in nature, and now India is losing the niche against Thai silk and Chinese silk market. We brought into picture a fabric which is coming out of, have you seen a fabric coming out of a milk? A fabric which is made out of plant waste, which is a bhutte ke baal se kapda banaya hai. And it is a banana, it is bamboo, you must have heard, but have you seen sugar cane fabric? Have you seen aloe vera fabric? Have you seen soya bean fabric? So these are interesting plant-based fibers that have, they're making apparels out of it. They've done a beautiful business in the COVID scenario in various international market, because it is decomposable in nature. Because tomorrow it will become a challenge for people how to throw this and dispose of these masks. So you throw this mask in the soil and it becomes fertilizer. So it is such an interesting innovations, and innovations like these are essential for making a mark to cater to the domestic market as well as in the international market, where the demands are very, very shrink and actually akin to the demand of growing masks and fabrics in the market. In addition to that, white was becoming very boring, so we started working on herbal products where we are dyeing these fabrics with haldi, with neem, with turmeric, which was actually adding on the antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties of it. So I think this is just an example, and we have many more such innovations that we have done in last 10 years at IIFT, and my students are doing extremely, extremely well in the international market. So thank you, Yash, for giving me this platform, and I think I should be brief because you're already overshooting with time.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to introduce you with Amit Wajia, sir. He is based out of Mandiri, Bhopal. So he runs an AIC Artec Accelerator. And he is also, because when I met him, when I was in Bhopal, I met him, I went to meet him personally. He's also incubating a few startups which are also into Khadi and handloom domain. So I would like Amit sir to also give some his insights and his experiences and towards the handloom fabric and how he's helping his startups to go global and helping India in becoming Atmanirbhar Bharat. Amit sir.
Thanks so much, Yash. I think the keynote speaker today raised some very interesting statistics for all of us to absorb, and I'm still trying to come to terms with it. You know, when you hear about 50 to 60% of respondents trying to make lifestyle choices about what they wear, I think that's a very big message that we all need to stand up and listen to. And then we have to connect this to the long history and traditions that India has had in terms of, our textiles. Uh, I always wonder, for instance, when we hear that in 50 BC, Rome used to use Indian silk. And, if that has been the depth of our capabilities, I think we just have to recapture some of these things globally. And I think Ms. Tamanna made an interesting point about how we should be looking at leveraging the intersection of fabrics and export opportunities. But here in this forum, since we are also trying to bring the tech element along, I think that further adds a lot of spice to the prospects here. Some of our startups, one of our startups, Khadiji, for instance, she was selected in the Forbes 30 under 30 for social entrepreneurship in 2019, got some great responses, from sustainable fabric advocates in Europe. And, that opened some very interesting conversations, some of which are now moving towards business. Even Indian designers are creating collections now that are focused on sustainable, and technology has a big role to play, particularly things like blockchain, which can give that stamp of approvals of. So, it's a very interesting time to be in this space. and it's pretty exciting for us to be playing some small role in it. So thanks again for getting us this chance to be here with all of you.
Great, sir. And I would also like the Bharat sir to also share his input in terms of helping since he runs and over the 100 startups. So how, Bharatji, you are helping your startups to go from local to global? Because this is now, these days, has become a buzzword that everybody is now looking for exports. But as we all know that doing exports is not an easy job, since it has lots of compliances and lots of other documentation and regulatory issues. So please just share some of your experiences, sir.
Yeah, one of the thoughts I can immediately offer to you is that we have across sectors so much innovation going on in the country. There are organizations and associations doing it like CII, FICCI, NASCOM, just name it. But there is hardly anybody paying attention to fashion. And this is also a very important element. And I see some great work is happening from, for example, people who were in this audience, right? So this ecosystem. So I want someone to pay attention to it, create more like a important area, for people to focus, because as of now, it is considered for large number of people, it is something they have some knowledge, but then they are not very well aware of it. Whereas if you see outside India, there is so much interest in fashion. So which is why there's a great opportunity for all these startups the idea that came up today, right? All those presenters, they have a great opportunity to go to next level, especially like regions like Italy, or if you look at other fashion like Latin America and so on. So there are a lot of fashion capital. So I think these startups will get more, let's say, traction in those countries compared to here, because they understand sustainability. There is, sorry to say this, we are paying lip service, so there they mean business. And so I'm really happy to see this kind of innovation that's coming out here. And they have a lot of promise and a lot of opportunities, and organizations have to help them, especially government-run organizations, because they don't have vehicles like FICCI or CII or NASCOM to help them. So your organization can play an instrumental role to push them to next level. So this is what I would like to suggest, because this is what I see as a lacuna in the marketplace. And once you push them and give them enough incentives, and also, let me say, some kind of a grant through the risk process. I call the risk because this stage of converting the idea to go to commercialization is a risk process. And it's also the very risky stage from a startup point of view, where no other investor also want to put money, because it's, it's an area where, many things can go wrong. So if grant is made available, there are so many grants from, for example, DST or Atal Innovation Mission and so on. I have a fervent request to all the people here that some kind of an instrument must be made available to upcoming entrepreneurs in this area. Especially, we see fashion technologies, this kind of institutions that are there, like the Institute of Fashion Technology or NIFT and so on. So those kind of organizations can play a major role in becoming the nodal agencies to distribute, to even evaluate ideas, and then they can recommend to the government which of these should get grant and which should not. And thereby, once they cross this risk level, we can then push them into global. So that is what we are helping. We are happy to help you there and take these ideas to next level. In fact, globally, there are many competitions I'm a part of as a mentor as well as a jury. So I want to say one thing is that similar hackathons, we say, come with the idea, go out with the company. In fact, this is something I've been running for last 12 years. So this is something very promising. And I think we should also do something like that. Come with an idea, go out with the company. So, your organization and others in the ecosystem can play a major role in this. That's how my recommendation is. I'm available all the time to guide you, mentor you to go through the next steps. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Tamanna Chaturvedi, ma'am, I would like you to share some of the challenges which these days these startups are facing towards going global. If you just name few of the challenges in terms of the certifications and which they are not aware of, and they land up into troubles and which and facing losing money. So if you could share 1 or 2 points.
The challenges that startups are facing are only one. I can talk from an export perspective technically, that they are trying to understand how the funding will take place, because despite a lot of schemes that government has floated, the biggest challenge that the companies that I had mentored was to have an access to finance, the exploration of the market research in the international market. That's the second best thing, because what you sell technically in a domestic market does not sell in the international market. If a client is sitting in Africa, we can't sell the same handloom with the same story what we sell it to the Paris. So we need to understand how one market is different than the other. So that is where IIFT niche comes into picture, where we talk about export training to them, market research to them, helping them with getting innovations on board, and also helping them with the funding through various government. The second thing that is, there is lack of awareness about the MEIS benefits, which is a foreign trade policy benefits, which needs to go to these startups. So I think that is, and with the post-COVID challenges where virtual trade fairs are there, I think we should give more hand-holding support for these companies to have a great gestation period in the domestic market and then take a leap accordingly, very, very methodically researched leap in the international market.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Dolly, ma'am.
Right. So I'm here to do the most difficult job of the day. So, as a conscious decision, I have not been an active jury, though I've been in terms of really giving my suggestions in between, but I have not evaluated the participants because we already had 4 jury members and I didn't want to really overstretch the time that we had. Still, it got overstretched by almost an hour now. So without further ado, I'd just like to call upon the stage all the jury members so that all of you can be here while we announce the results. And can I please request Amit ji, Varad, and whoever else is there. Akshara ji had to leave. She had a meeting, and also Saurabh had left earlier. So Narendra madam, can you be on the
camera?
Right, on the camera.
Amit sir, please on the camera. Amit sir.
Amit ji. So I think, yeah, there he is. So as per the marking from all the jury members and the evaluation done on certain parameters that we had already indicated. So as I'm just reiterating this thing, there were 5 criterias which were there in the process that we had used for the evaluation. And it's really so heartening to know that people were evaluated based on those criteria in such a stringent manner that there are teams which did not have so-called a full-fledged product really stand the winners because of the process that they had followed and the kind of assessment that was done for their this thing. So the first winner is team. So, Nikki, if you are there, and I would request that all the jury members to just give a one-line comment on your assessment of Nikki's idea. Nikki, are you there?
Yes, thank you so much for this inspiration.
Can you please put on your camera so that all of us can recognize you? Right.
Yes, for sure.
Right. So it's so the first prize goes to Nikki. Nikki, I'd just like to get the feedback from all the jury members. Quick one-line comment on your assessment of her this thing before we move to the next person. So, Amitji, can you give?
In one line, what I found very exciting is how you have tried to operate at the intersection of technology and something that operates at mass scale. The business of physical goods is not dead yet, and people want to see interesting innovations happening all the time. So great job, congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, Vard, quickly.
Yeah, I would also, go along with what Amit said, but over and above that, I can also say it has got global potential. And this is something, which we can continue to incubate and accelerate to the global market.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
Narina ji.
It was really nice. The product is really innovative and it's very good. Nice efforts. Keep it up. All the best. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So congratulations, Nikki, for your hard work. And I think it has a lot of potential. I must just admit to the entire jury that twice she was like on the verge of really giving up on the hackathon that no, I can't do it. I don't have anything to show. I said, you have enough to show because it's the potential that we are looking for. It is not the final product. This is not a pitching competition for this thing. This is a hackathon where we are looking for interesting ideas. So congratulations. And can we call upon the next team now?
Thank you. Thank you, Dolly.
So we have the second prize going to EFab. So can we have EFab on stage and also the other jury members quickly?
Thank you, ma'am.
EFab, Ramit, can you just put on your webcam on?
Sorry, ma'am. Actually, my laptop camera is not working. So
okay, fine, no problem. But we'd like you to hear the comments of all the jury members just in one line, quickly to just give you the feedback. Varad, can we start with you? EFab is the product which is a wearable haptic posture correction.
Yeah, so this is a very good idea. It has got great potential. Like I said, it is. I also found out, especially gyms, if those kind of areas where people go for back pain, backaches, and so on. So there are, what we call as occupancy hazards. It has got huge potential. And again, this is a global impact idea. So it has got impact all over the world, and it is something which you need to nurture. And I see this a very promising idea. Well done.
Amit, your feedback, please. And Narina, madam, you next.
Yeah, congratulations, Ramit. I have come across, many startups which have been hacking at this problem of posture correction through different ways. And you have certainly hacked in this hackathon something that makes a lot of first level interest. I think the proof of the pudding will be in the eating. Once you go out in the field, talk to doctors, talk to medical professionals, they are the ones who will really buy into what you have done. But it's time to celebrate for now what you have achieved. So congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Ramli. Yeah, congratulations, Ramli. It was very innovative idea. I mean, the way you have taken the presentations, the kind of efforts you have put, and it's really difficult. I mean, for all of us to, I mean, just take out people up. I mean, it's very competitive. I mean, all the teams, they were very good and nice, and
Thank
it's
you,
really
ma'am.
good. It's a good, huge innovation you have done. You have
Thank
brought
you,
in.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we move next, and next is something very surprising, that we have a tie. We have almost identical marking by all the jury members for these two teams, and I have no way but to really announce both of them as the third prize winners. So we have a tie between Shusthik and CoronaKwatch. So if we can have Shusthik team first, and then CoronaKwatch team after that, just for the order. Can I have both the teams,
Thank
please?
you, ma'am.
Yeah. So can we have Shusthik team
Thank you
on
so much, ma'am.
stage? Right. So if you can just switch on your Ritik, your friend, he's there.
Yes, ma'am. Sushant.
Yeah. Shushant. So
Thank you
please,
so much, ma'am.
Shushant and Ritik, you've done a good job. So both of you, congratulations. And Varad, Amit, could you please give your jury comments?
Yeah, it is like you heard from one of the jury members. It's very, very hard. It doesn't matter, like, some of them have not made it to the top 3. It really doesn't matter, because all of you have been very good, and it was very hard for us to choose the top 3. And from that perspective, I must say you stood out, and enjoy this moment, as you heard from Amit earlier. For the time being, it is something that you need to focus on. How do you convert what you have won into something tangible for the future, and you can commercialize that. So that is what you have to focus on, both of you. And Sushant and Ritik, you have a lot of responsibility now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Let it not die out as an academic project. So that's what happens most of the time. So let it now flourish. Don't be an employee, become an employer. So that's what.
No.
Give jobs to others.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sure.
Thank you. All the best.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
Amit, your comments, please. And
well, again, congratulations to Shushant and Ritik and
thank you, sir.
With the teams. I just wanted to add to what Varad said, that most of us who approach startups from a tech standpoint, they often get into this blind spot that they do not look at the market side of things. They kind of presume that the features and the capabilities we are able to offer should automatically be sought after by a customer, and unfortunately that's not how the market works. So I would say right from the onset, we should look at deploying sometimes equal or sometimes more effort to understand how the market responds to these ideas, and get used to hearing no's, at least 10 no's in a day, to understand what is the voice of the customer. And that is what guides us to the right success and the scaling opportunity. Not just the ideas that cook in our minds. That's important, but that's not everything. So again, congratulations. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
So Narina, madam.
Yeah, ma'am, both the other jury members, they have covered all the points. I just want to wish you good luck. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Can I have the team CoronaKwatch next, please? So congratulations to the team. Are you all there still? I can see Avikshit.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Thank you.
And Parav is also here. Okay, fine. So congratulations for being the on the third position. We are tied
Thank you
between
so much.
Shusthik and CoronaKwatch. And so strikingly, both of you were exactly the same points and almost the same ranking that everybody has given you. So if you both all the three juries, if you can just give your one-line comment before
Yeah, I can go first. Is that this idea is definitely something unique, but today's marketplace there's so much innovation going on this mask, and you also heard some of these comments that came during that pitch. That is to say, why would someone want only for a timer, right?
Yeah.
Think about creating those. I would like to repeat that because you have to create those differentiation. Only then your product has any chance. If it is something you can do with some other device, for example, then why would people use this, right? They can as well wear a mask and put an alarm on your mobile. So look at some other features, which is like, for example, maybe the oxygen level going down, or maybe some way, you can find a pollution level in the room, and so on, right? So there are so many challenges that are coming up because people have to wear a mask, and how they can wear the mask and still be in a sterile environment. So on those lines, you need to think and then come up with more innovative ideas. Look at the marketplace, what's going on, and try to get more user feedback. And that's very important. Going to, for example, manufacturing locations, or malls, or I would say convention centers. Go there and figure out what's happening, and what are their challenges, and try to incorporate those features into the product. And
Thank you so much.
this is what I would like to recommend. Thanks.
Amit, your feedback, please.
Yeah, congratulations to Avikshit and Parv here.
Thanks.
I think you have been hackers all through this whole Corona period, where you started with face shields and introduced the copper. So I think adding to what Bharat said, you have a great opportunity to also think horizontally here. It's possible that having timing and the timer as the only functionality is probably might have limited appeal, but for me what caught attention was the way that you fixed an easy fixing and defixing arrangement, because a lot of times people look at introducing IoT and Arduinos into stuff, not really answering this question: how am I going to charge those batteries? How convenient is it going to be to mount it and unmount it? We are already sick of charging our mobiles. You don't want something else to. So once you start thinking horizontally, you might just come across some more interesting ways of adapting what you have done to solve the real world problems. So good luck with that exploration, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Narina ji, quick.
Yeah, sure. Congratulations, team CoronaKwatch. I'm
Thank you,
really
ma'am.
happy, and I think nowadays everybody is into wearing the mask rather than removing that. So you are just bringing a new dimension into this Corona time. So that's really nice, and you are just, it's just an eye-opening innovation, I would say. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to all the winning teams. And don't be disheartened, the remaining two teams, because they've also done very well. But it's a competitive process, so there are. But all of you are winners in terms of this thing. This is basically a way to really innovate and come down to ideas which can be really showcased. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but the learning will always stay with you. So thank you very much, all the jury members and all the participants. We will get back with the prizes which are there. They have already been announced to you on the website. We will send you a letter and the participation certificate shortly. And with that, I'll just like to thank all the jury members and all the participants before we end the show. Thank you very much for bearing with us for an extended session all the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhi ma'am. Thank you all.
Can you just come in for just a minute? I'll just take one picture on this thing. Madam, if you can just come for a second, all of you can just join. All the winners, please.
Oh, bhaiya.
Sushant, Ritik, what about the others? Shusthik, CoronaKwatch, Pranay, your teammate is not there.
I think he's maybe somewhere. Should I give?
If you can say cheese, all of you. Okay, thank you. With this, we'll end, and bye everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.